Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine.
Now, any woman who wants to excel in her field, what would be your advice to the person? Just like you have excelled in what you do, and have also excelled in Rotary.
I'll ask the person to join Rotary because through Rotary, you will be adequately trained. You know, the kind of leadership training we undergo in Rotary. For instance, for me to be a district governor, Rotary has trained me in various aspects of life. I've been trained continuously for the past 3 years when I emerged as district governor. So before they allow you to assume that position, you are adequately trained. And the training you receive in Rotary is not just for Rotary, but for leadership position, which is something that will also impact in your personal life and business. So I am grateful to Rotary. I've learned a lot through Rotary. I have met friends around the world through Rotary. There is no part of the world, mostly you can hardly count any part of the world I will enter, and there are no friends, Rotary friends there waiting for me, and that is because of Rotary. So I am grateful to Rotary, and that is what we impart. So I will always advise people to join Rotary.
Okay. Now, as a professional, well, you know what we call classification in Rotary. You're into stockbroking, right?
Yes.
Anyone who wants to succeed in that line of business, what must the person do?
Training. You must be trained. That's the importance of training. I went to school. I have an MBA. I have an MSc. But even with all that, I cannot wake up one morning and become a stockbroker without being trained and certified to be a chartered stockbroker. No matter what you read, even if you have a PhD, when you want to go into that field of stockbroking, that is the work of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers. You pass through that training. You have to be trained again to be certified that yes, now you can call yourself a chartered stockbroker to go into that business. Because there's nothing you do in life if you don't train yourself and understudy the people before you, you are bound to fail in that line of business. And that is also what Rotary is doing. By the time they appoint you to take a leadership position, they train you before assuming that position. That's because they want you to excel when you get to that position. And that is the same thing with my market. You cannot be a stockbroker without being trained. And training is continuous. Like just last week, we had people from LSC Academy from India coming to train us at the stock exchange in Lagos here on derivatives. That is a new line of training that we are going to embark on in the capital market. So it's a continuous thing. You learn every day. You learn and learn until you die. There's no end to training and there's no end to learning.
Talking about stockbroking, how and why did you choose to become a stockbroker?
Well, when I left school, I was first a banker before becoming a stockbroker. My first line of job is being a banker. That has always been my dream from childhood. In fact, when I was growing up, they used to call me my mother's banker. So I grew up believing that I've been wanting to be a banker, and I was actually a banker. Then somewhere along the line, through banking, I got to know about the capital market, and I took interest in it. My interest then was that this is something I can do for life. This is something I can retire into. This is something I do as an individual, as a company. And what a trader, always a trader. I can trade even from anywhere in the world. Even at the age of 80, there's no retirement in stockbroking, except you are tired and you want to give up. So my interest ignited, and when I left banking, I went into stockbroking. So I went to study, got trained, and I wrote the exams to pass to become a chartered stockbroker. And since then, I've not looked back. I've enjoyed my business. I've been a stockbroker, and I've been enjoying it, and I'm still enjoying it.
So what has been the toughest business challenge that you have faced, and how were you able to wriggle out of it?
The toughest business challenge is being a woman.
Why?
We're in a man's world. So the toughest challenge I've had was ever being a woman. In my profession, we are greeted as city gentlemen. That is because they believe that there is no woman in the profession. And it took ages. It took until I think 1997 or so, thereabout, before women were allowed into the profession. 1987 or so, before women were allowed into the profession. Before then, it was just a men affair. And then when we were allowed, we became stockbrokers, which is the major aspect of being a stockbroker. It became an issue. When you see a man that you think you can do business with, and you approach the man with the mind of doing business, the man is looking at you with a different intention. What does she want? Because they never believe that a woman can walk up to a man just for business purposes. They believe there's something else you're looking for, even when you're not looking for anything. When a man can easily walk in, like I am a member of the Great Club 1938. I go there from a meeting. A man walk in, sit around, take beer, chat, do whatever. Then when you see women come in and sit down, somebody will just come and sit with you and say, can I buy you a drink? Because they believe that is why you're there, so that you can be chased by men. They don't ever think that you have just come to have some recreation, just like any other person. So
listen, what has been the toughest challenge you have faced in your life?
Well, I can't really place my hand on any toughest. God has been so kind to me all my life. That is the truth. Like, I've never gone out looking for anything so seriously that I don't get it. Even the job, when I'm thinking of something else, the job will just fall by the way, and I'll be invited to come and take up this position, come and do this, come and do that. When I went into banking, I didn't have a job. When I finished school, my uncle put me in the company that was selling machines, business machines. I went to the bank to sell them Dilaru machines in those days, note counting machines and all that. And I met an Indian man. After speaking with him, he's like, what did you study? I said, I'm a graduate. Is it because I've come to sell machines? And he said, so what did you read? When I told him I read banking and finance, he was like, so why are you selling machines? I said, because I have a short leg. My legs are no longer. And he laughed, for whatever that means. And he said, do you want to be a banker? I said, that has been my dream all my life. And he said, okay, go and bring me your CV. And lo and behold, I got my CV. We were invited for a written exams. I went, I wrote, we were invited for an oral exam. And one day I was still busy selling my machine. Later came, I have gotten a job in the bank. So I can't really say I have suffered in my life. I came from a blessed home, and I had good parental upbringing, and God has been wonderful with me all through. When I left banking, I went into stockbroking. It was also so easy for me. So I have never really suffered. To say, I can't remember any major challenge I faced in life that I could not surpass.
So thanks so much for your time and your thoughts.